Okay, so I'm going to talk about today. I'm just doing it live again. I'm just recording for myself. Nobody comes and everybody watches it. I don't really care. But if you are a targeted individual, Cypress and Tillian has helped me with learning about the positive or feeling the positive side of it, because it can feel being targeted like hell sometimes. But when you think of it as in like being tested, as in like she was talking about superpowers and mind over matter and a remote viewing, and those things have happened to me, of course, a lot. But hello, Goddess Lilith. But they've helped to think about it like that, to think about that you're special. You're not targeted. Like, I hate it. I absolutely hate seeing people talk about other targeted individuals talk about being targeted, and they talk about how the end game is for you to commit suicide, because that shit right there is not positive at all. And I don't know that I have thought sometimes that the end game was, that it wants me to kill myself, but that's not what it is. It's not what it is. It's because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. My soul and my flesh mind are at a cognitive dissonance because I don't do anything but sit here and be crazy. And so it's like it can be used to motivate you too, but I don't like to think about that. And I can't stand to watch channels or watch people that say they're targeted individuals talk about that all the time, being the end game, and that's what it just exacerbates it, and it makes me start to have a panic attack. It's a good thing. I'm talking about targeted individuals and how it can be a positive thing. Oh my God, my dryer's making a hell of a noise. I'll be right back. Anyway, I was talking about how I can't stand to hear targeted individuals talk about how the end game is supposed to be that they want you to commit suicide, because it exacerbates it gives me a panic attack watching them talk about that. But that's not, I think it can motivate you to do something with what you've been given. And if God talks to you, or, really talks to you, I don't think he wants me to kill myself, but I've been to that point and I have thought that before. And I also, being part of the 144,000, if you really are a part of that and you believe that, then I guess I believe that I'm definitely, something's up with me. I guess I am. I guess I do believe that, because you got to believe something. You can't float around it, because it really sucks when you can't even grasp on anything. So whether anybody believes it's true or they don't believe it's true, you got to believe in something, because you feel really insane when you don't have anything to grasp onto on either end, on any end. There's more than two end, either end, either end. How many ends are there? Like 12, 13. So it's, what do you do with that then? Well, okay, I'm part of the 144,000. What the fuck do we do with that? What the fuck do you do with that? What do you do then? What's next? What is the next step? What is that even about? I mean, the God's sealed elect. What the hell is that? Are we the 12 tribes of Judah, or what? What? I guess I need to do my research. Yeah, I guess I need to do my research. But being a targeted individual is hard to listen to other. Yeah, I don't know yet either. I don't know yet either. I couldn't. I know whatever it is, it needs to be come to fruition sometime soon, because it's going to have to in my psyche, and that cognitive dissonance. I need to be, I guess, as Dawson Clark would say, I think I'm like this. I need to be either converted one way or the other. You got, because it sucks. It's like this inside nagging, and it's this voice in your head, because there's a voice there, a clear voice now. And it doesn't always want me. When I do things that are bad for my body, like smoke my vape or smoke and start to smoke too much weed. Yeah, it must happen soon. It starts to talk to me in my head and tells me it doesn't want me to do that, and I don't know, but I still do it. But sometimes it's scary, and you think, if it wants me to kill myself, could it just take over? If it can take over my finger and take over me, which it has before, could it just control my body to make me do something? And that's scary, and I don't like to listen to people talk about that. I don't think you're targeted for that specific reason, just to get off yourself. I think there's got to be more to it than that. There's got to be more to it than just, there's got to be more to it than just being targeted and tortured mentally or whatever, just to off yourself. What you going to call that population control? I'm wondering, I need to research the numbers on targeted individuals and how many there are. Has anybody done that? Or, research, I'm sure there has, because I know I haven't. I need to. I should. That's what I need to look up. I need to research into the 144,000 of God's sealed elect. What the hell that means in the Bible. I need to read that, figure out what the hell my place is to do next. What's next? And I need to also research into, what did I say about this? Did I see something on the internet about that? And now I'm freaked out. No, I've seen targeted individuals talk about it, and that's what the subject of the videos would be. And no, I'm not freaking out about it. No, I just don't. I can freak out about it if I am in the right place, watching the right thing. That's why I got to be selective about what I watch and what targeted individuals I will watch talk about it, because I need to look into targeted individual numbers. That's what I need to research. I need to research the numbers of how many people of them there are, because some of them, I feel like, whether they know it or not, are, well, they'd have to know it. Some of them, I feel like, some targeted individuals, I feel like, are ops. I don't feel like that. I feel like they're not, that they're just like they'll talk about, they feel like there are people being paid to do things to them. Well, I feel like they're being paid, some of them, to do things to the real targeted individuals, because I couldn't find anything with gang stalking and stuff. If you look at self-help books about gang stalking, there's a couple I found out there and tried to read them, and then you start to read them. And I even found a gang stalking guidebook on some forum somewhere, on a blog like WordPress, where all these sickos hang out, and WordPress is the worst. You can, where they was talking their little code, and on WordPress, they'll do it in the forums and in the blog posts. And it's like their self-help manuals. This manual I found was a straight, if you could read the code and the way that they word it, it was a straight manual on how to victimize somebody like that. And that was back when God first started coming over me and integrating into my body. When I found that stuff, that's when I flipped out. That was like beginning in January. In January. Do I think I'm in gang stalk now? No, not now. I think I was back in January. Plasma. And if I start reading the Bible, confusion, stress, one thing means this and that. I know you got to learn to read it one way, then got to learn to read it the other way, and then you got to learn to read it in between the lines. Like, everything. That's where it started to get, when you can actually read it in actual text, like that you're reading the way to decipher how they're talking. Like, I've got law books. I should do a video about on my law books when I was in school for paralegal, when they'll put like a case in front of you, I found all kinds of secrets and clues inside my law books when I went back and read them now that I can read it forward, backwards, and in between the lines. You actually can, there's a way of deciphering the way that they do it in their type. And that's why when you go to court or when you get court papers written up or whatever, typed up, like when I was paralegal, when you type them, it's got to have certain spaces and punctuation marks and brackets down the end. The way that it's formatted, you can read in the book when they'll lay out like a case, when you read case law, you look down the middle between the columns, the way that it's written, and you can see where the indentions jump. And where you're really supposed to read it is where you read on one side down till you see the indentation shape of the next paragraph goes this way, and then you jump over to the other side. Because in a case review for law, like there'll be, the one side will talk about what happened, and then they'll have the other column over there, and it'll read down into like their breakdown of it. But if you jump back and forth between the columns along the alignment of the margins, you read it that way, paragraphs until it goes down, then you jump over and read it till it goes down, then back over here, and like it's passing a ball back and forth, like in court when they do, and they throw that third person in there, and that's what gets you fucked in court. It's sick, and it pisses me off. And I read my law books, and I'll find out, like, I'll go get one of them and show you. Okay, like here, in my Wills and Estates and Trust book. I don't know, is this mirror image to you? Yeah, probably it is to me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You don't have to see the text. This case in point, this is a case of Missouri Court of Appeals of Eastern Division, John R. Boyce Family Trust versus Snyder. And this is in Wills and Estates. But when you read the column, you see the shape of the margins and indentations. If you read it, one way to decipher it is you read until you see boom, then you're going to jump over here and read this one, boom, then jump back here, and then read, you see this one, that's when boom, boom, yeah, that's how you go it. And then you'd read here, then you'd read down to the very bottom, it'd be boom, 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 and that would be the last. But anyway, that's how you can decode some of it. And then these books, like, they're sneaky because nobody does, like, in school you just learn, all you learn is you learn what you're told and you repeat it by memory. So who does the little case in points or the case brief assignments? Oh, I found some good ones doing case brief assignments to the web pages and stuff that they'll tell you to go. I found where they hire judges and where they hire they just hire you, but the requirements that you have to have, and then from there you can find all the requirements that you need online to make yourself qualify to be a judge. Yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, that's the way to decipher it too. So yeah, hey Cypher, how are you? I was just talking about positivity with you and how I think that to be 144,000, that's what I like to hear is positivity. The way that she talks, Cypher Centillion talks to me in text about it is positive. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. She's, happy, and I should be happy too. So I'd rather feel like that. Those are gifts, like superpowers and things like that. Those are gifts that I have, and I don't like to think of it as torture, and I don't like to think of it as the end game of suicide. It can't just be, that's just stupid. That can't be population control, just having a bunch of people off themselves. I don't know how the numbers of suicides, if they've been spiking or what. That's another thing I haven't done any research on, but I don't want to sit and hear a bunch of people that say they're targeted individuals talk about how they're tortured and about all the stuff that's going on and happening to them. Well, obviously they can see something, but there's the good side to it, and that's something that I guess I'm gonna have to look into the Bible and figure it out. And yeah, the control system frequencies sucks. So I don't like to hear about people like talk about that. That's the whole end game of it. Like that's it. Point case closed. It's not. It's something inside me that wants me to do something positive. I just guess I need to get to my Bible and research it. But I guess I got to go now because that makes me want to. Does anybody in here know where it's at in the Bible where it talks about around the area? I mean, I'll have to Google it, and I'm sure there's only 3 people in here. Uh, I'm going to go do that. Okay, I will. I will. I'm going to go do some research right now. I'm going to find out the verses in the Bible that talk about it and figure out what the hell it is that I'm supposed to do. Since if I'm going to say I am one, then we'll see if I really feel like if we feel like me and the people in my head, if we all feel like we are, that's what we are. So I can't wait either. I want to do something. There's something to take up all this time that I seem to have to sit around and stir and stew. But I love y'all. See y'all. Bye.